Hello there, my fellow Criterion collectors. You probably already heard the news that the Barnes & Noble sale, 50% off everything in the Criterion Collection range, has begun and is running until the first week of December. This is always a celebration for film lovers and Criterion collectors, and over the years I've made a great number of videos talking about this sale in particular. So please, if you're looking for some reviews and recommendations for things to get, please take a look at my channel. I have loads of videos on the Criterion collection. But if there's anything you want to hear about specifically in terms of genre or filmmaker, or even if you have a particular title you're questioning getting, drop it in a comment down below, because I will be making some more Criterion themed videos during the month, and I can use that for some inspiration because I want to help you out if I can. But anyway, for this video I have just picked some completely random Criterion Blu-rays to recommend to you today. Some of these I've not watched in a long time actually, so we'll see how much my memory actually holds up. But these are all films that I think are excellent, so hopefully you can give these a go during the Criterion sale. Firstly, let's talk about Edgar G. Ulmer's Detour. This is a B-movie noir classic with a runtime of just under 70 minutes. It is rapid and features one of the ultimate noir femme fatales in the form of Anne Savage. She is just absolutely acidic and just coarse. You don't really see her kind of character in the big Hollywood noirs. It's in the form of the B-movies where you find some of these really seedy characters. It's a good time to watch this as well because we're in November, or Noirvember if you're a big noir fan. So a great time to watch this. And it's a film that has inspired many modern filmmakers. I've heard people like Christopher Nolan talk about how much he loves this film. So this one, you have to get it. It's available in the UK as well. If you're not in the US and can't shop at Barnes & Noble, then you can get this on the UK Criterion, which this one here is. Sticking with the noir vibes, we have The Breaking Point. This is from Michael Curtiz, and this is an adaptation of Ernest Hemingway's To Have and Have Not, the second Hollywood adaptation after the famous Howard Hawks movie starring Lauren Bacall and Humphrey Bogart. The story focuses on this boat captain who is really struggling in life, but he's a good man, but he ends up getting involved with these characters with less than ideal morals, involved in crime, and this really puts him in some dangerous situations and has him questioning a lot of things about the decisions he's made. This would also very much fit into your Noirvember plan because it has all of those noir trappings, and Michael Curtiz is a fantastic director. He made so many films. This was a period of Hollywood where some directors would make 5 or 6 films in a year, and it's quite timely to revisit some of Curtiz's movies because we have Captain Blood coming to 4K very soon. Something a bit lighter now in terms of imagery, but also carrying some heavy themes to it. We have the film Summertime. This is David Lean's honestly not talked about enough masterpiece, which he set completely in Venice, starring the wonderful Katharine Hepburn. She plays this single middle-aged American tourist in Venice who ends up falling in love with this Italian shopkeeper. And it's a beautiful film about romance, the romance of being in Venice and falling in love. I mean, that is just movie magic. But this feels very different to films of the day because it was shot entirely on location. And not just that, but the film boasts a beautiful Technicolor image, so it instantly transports you into this magical world. Even though it's set very much in reality, it feels like a magical trip, like you're going on holiday. That's the kind of vibe that this film gives to me. It looks fantastic on this Blu-ray. It is from a 4K restoration, so I do wonder, will we one day see a 4K upgrade of this? I don't know, but it looks great on the Blu-ray as is. And this is also available in the UK as well if you want to get it over here. Next, it thrills me to recommend the film Clooney Brown. This is from director Ernst Lubitsch. This was his final movie, and if Lubitsch is a name you're not familiar with, perhaps you know Billy Wilder and he was greatly inspired by Lubitsch and worked with him. That's very much where Wilder got a lot of his comedic prowess behind the camera. There's the famous Lubitsch touch, which people have talked about. He was a master of cinema, and in his final film he brings us another masterpiece where Jennifer Jones plays Clooney Brown, who is sent to work as a servant in this big English country manor, but she has this knack for plumbing, and Charles Boyer is in this movie, and it's a big send-up of the class divide in England and set during World War II. So there's a lot of ideas going on in this film, but it is centred by this duo of Jennifer Jones' really charismatic performance, but also Ernst Lubitsch behind the camera, just channeling all of his mastery into this final film. Please do seek this out. If you like Billy Wilder's films like Some Like It Hot, this one is definitely one to give a shot. Next, a real gem that not enough people have seen, the film Devi from Indian filmmaker Satyajit Ray. This is not one of his most famous films because many people would come to the Apu trilogy first of all, but this one needs to be seen more. The story might feel somewhat basic because it's about this man who starts to believe that his daughter-in-law is in fact a goddess, and so he starts worshipping her, and it's very much looking at the role of women in this society and the patriarchal values that are instilled in this culture, but also it's about touching the divine and the sacred. And I think the visuals in this film with the beautiful cinematography absolutely lend itself to that, and it's a powerful film. I mean, all of his films are, but this one, like I said, just doesn't get talked about enough. So please do seek out Devi. Again, this is a UK release as well, so you could get this if you're in the UK. And then I want to recommend Ashes and Diamonds from Polish director Andrzej Wajda. This one is another masterpiece, and I know I say that a lot, but I mean, there's a lot of masterpieces in the collection. This one's set during the final days of World War II. We follow the Polish James Dean Zbigniew Cybulski, who plays this anti-communist resistance fighter who is ordered to assassinate this target. But he ends up meeting this barmaid, and there's a romance going on here. And this is a very dangerous situation anyway, so there's a lot of suspense. And I don't want to spoil any of the reveals in this movie, but it's beautiful. If you haven't experienced an Andrzej Wajda movie or a Polish film from this period, you absolutely must, because it is a pocket of cinema that has so many riches. And coincidentally, I'm actually reading a great book on the Polish situation during World War II, written by Halek Kochanski. It's called The Eagle Unbowed. And it really goes into extreme detail about the history of Poland leading up to World War II and then during World War II. And it's very fair to say Poland had an absolutely awful time in terms of its positioning in Europe, being kind of controlled by the Germans, but also the Soviets. And this film ties into that because there's a very melancholic sense to the end of World War II, because while the Nazis have been defeated, this lets the Soviets come into Poland and introduce an era of communism. But even if you're not into all of that historical stuff, it is still a thrilling movie that is beautiful to look at. And yeah, it's fantastic, so please do check it out. Those were just some quick recommendations for the Criterion sale. Like I mentioned, I've got lots of videos on the channel if you want more, but I will also be making some more videos on Criterion this month during the sale. So please do send in some suggestions, things that you want to hear about, and I can include them in future videos. Click the video that's on screen right now if you want some more reviews and recommendations from me. And until next time, thanks very much, and I will see you soon.